Welcome back to session 3. Let's start with the name of Almighty Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. In the first session of our training, we have discussed about leaders, that who are they, how they become, can everyone become a leader, what is leadership, and how to be a successful leader. We further discussed that what are the qualities of a successful leader and their 7 unique characteristics of his personality. Then we have discussed how we tackle with our negative intentions and overcome our resistance forces that compel our positivity, and how we enhance our personality development, essence, ability, and performance by adopting great characters. Then in the second session, we have discussed that what are the 7 major malfunctions that affects one's personality, what are the powerful principles as a great leader should we have, what are the communication barriers, and we also discussed that what are the 30 basic principles that are very essential for being effective leader. In this session, we discuss how one can pursue happy marital and personal relationship, 7 effective habits and 14 important points that help to be a grateful, successful leader. Then we will give some tips for organizational improvement and how to make institutional and organizational charter, and finally key elements of an effective personality. Happy marital and personal relationships. Leaders or executives can only discharge their duties or responsibilities successfully when they are happy in their marriage and family life. Stress in marriage and family life give rise to a fragmented mind. A scattered mind cannot perform its duty efficiently. A scattered mind cannot achieve dedication and satisfaction. He does not develop determination. Therefore, it is important for a person to maintain a balance between his corporate and marital and personal life. In this regard, following 8 principles are going to be mentioned, by adopting which a person can strengthen and consolidate his marital and family relationships. Now we elaborate them one by one. Number 1, long-term planning. Marital life and family relationships are not temporary or short-term relationships, but they require lifelong attentions, and if the domestic relationship is not pleasant, then peace of mind cannot be achieved. So there is no hard work, efforts, and problem in other areas of life arises. For this, you have to make a list of short and long-term concerns and worries in your married and personal life that keep bothering you. Then in this list, you make different columns in which you mention husband, wife, parents, children, and keep writing questions and issues about them. Now take a look at these issues and move from short-term issues to a long-term issues and commitments. In this list, you will have the opportunity to think that the relationship with your wife and children, as well as the relationship with the parents and siblings. Man must bridge the gap between reality and thoughts and avoid living in two different worlds. Number 2, planning marital and family life. Man needs the love, guidance, and help of his elders, especially his parents, in his childhood. His childhood experience determines the course of his life. His parents and other elders around him are an example for him. Good and evils are identified through them. Unconsciously, they are the role model for their children. So it is important that instead of giving so much speeches and advices on high moral values, let us set a good and practical example. So one should completely refrain from unwarranted criticism and arrogance in his life. Showing unimportance and lack of love, husband and wives can define their roles by talking to each other with love in terms of duties and rights in different matters. Otherwise, both of them will end their lives by blaming each other. Number three, recognize yourself. In specific, spouses and parents play three different but important roles. They are producers, manager, and leaders. Producers perform tasks that are essential to achieving the desired results. Children, whether boys or girls, should clean their own room and keep their belongings in order. However, all the responsibilities in the home are divided. For example, a father earns money and does the other outdoor work while the mother takes care of the infants, clean the house and cook the food. Children are usually untrained and the young children are not able to work normally. Although many parents do not delegate their powers and responsibilities to others and weaken themselves and go to bed at night in such a way that they are deadly tired and then complain the others that people don't help them. In the role of manager, parents hand over their responsibilities of home and garden to their children. This facilitates the parents and children also to learn work. Where there are weaknesses and shortcomings arises in children's work, parents should correct them gently and patiently. Always encourage them. It will improve the quality of work, but parents needs autonomy and internal self-reliance to be a good manager. Similarly, in the role of a leader, parents introduce positive changes to their children, but keep in mind that these changes should not bother them and they should not suffer from uncertainty and insecurity. The role of parents as a manager, leaders, and producers is to make their children a role model for the society and to set their destination wisely. Resetting targets. Success in marital and family life requires the preservation of resources and assets that will be useful in future. When parents ignore their young children, mutual trust is lost and communication level are reduced. And the son does not consult his father on matters that require much experience and intelligence. So he has limited mental maturity and thus lives in a temporary emotional state and then make decisions that have negative consequences. In the same way, through threats and greeds and other such negative texts, the parents force their children to obey, and their influence ends on the children when they become young. The main causes of tension or separation between husband and wives are selfishness, indifference, and confusions. Therefore, there is a need to maintain balance and understanding in mutual relations. Lies, deceit, and fraud should be avoided, especially in marital and personal relationships. Always treat each other with kindness and politeness, with love and care, and so revive a healthy life. Coordinate with the family system. Several of a family requires four systems. Almost every family requires four systems. They need goals and plans, they need guidance and guidelines, they need education and training, and they need problem solving methods. If there is no education and training programs in your family, then how can you develop the ability to solve the problems? And if there is no mechanism to solve problems and mutual consent, then how will have explain moral values? How to plan and achieve selections, how to guide and how to establish disciplines. Therefore, it is necessary to take these four together as they are connected to each other. Three important skills. Proper organizing of time, communication, and problem solving skills in a timely and effective manner are skills that are needed at every stage of family and marital life. We can do nothing for the behavior of others, but we can improve our behavior, especially how we manage our time, how we communicate with each other, and how we deal with life's problems and worries. Achieving internal security. Most people get their sense of security through external means. These resources include the opinion of others and life partners and environmental assets. Dependence on external resources mean that their lives depend on circumstances. On the contrary, we would we should gain a sense of security and confidence from those who remain steadfast in the face of change. The ability to reshape your life requires courage and perseverance. Strengthen your conscience and listen to its voice. Get into the habit of meditation and worship and, and religious ideological literature. Get help from the scenery of beautiful valleys, rivers, and lakes. Nature is a wonderful stabilizer in shaping your life. There is no doubt about the importance of exercise. Family goal and objectives. If a person wants to achieve long term goals, he should identify the central values and targets and then harmonize the system with these values and targets. The center of a family should be unchanging and must be on location on its place. Many families are united on the basis of immediate relief, and this alliance is not based on solid high power and positive emotions. So, when tension arises, people quarrel with each other and criticize each other. Some people become silent. In all this drama or show, children are watching the whole process closely. That how their elders get rid of their big problems. So the same process is passed on to the future generation. The mission of an ideal family should be to build a home of discipline, happiness, love, and comfort, where everyone has the opportunity to freely and effectively fulfill their responsibilities to one another, be able to rely effectively, and achieve useful and valuable common goals. 7 effective habits and 14 important points. Many administrators ignore the principle of high and perfect quality, even though quality is the measure by which the success of any organization can be judged. Quality is a key to check organizational credibility and prestige. By living in the light of the following 7 principles associated with effective habits, people are able to work together more efficiently in an environment of mutual assistance. Now we discuss them one by one. Always ready for advanced steps. Advancement does not mean imposing aggregation, but taking the lead and reacting to the external factors. In fact, being a proactive is a remedial measure to deal with any possible coming situation. People and institutions are always self aware and foresighted who take responsibility for their actions and do not blame others in case the situation becomes worse. It is better to change oneself than to influence others, not being afraid to reject one's own attitude. Getting started with the end in mind. Leadership focuses more on human beings than anything else. Because it is essential for lasting results and development, relationships should be given importance instead of machines and tools, and principles should be kept in mind instead of activities. A system of continuous improvement and quality maintenance should be devised to improve products and services. However, these missions and aims and objectives should be clearly known to every member of the organization, and the highest principle should be followed in every action. Set the priorities. Individuals and organizations that start their work with advanced steps and outcomes use time systematically in the light of their as set in their schedule. It is important to organize your priorities on a schedule which is identified by a combination of roles and goals, and that is determined by the mission. whether this mission is at the individual level or at the collective level. Achieving more mutual interests. Concepts of victory and defeat and past experiences start from schools, sports, family, business, politics, and education. Take the form of competition and favor rather than cooperation and are almost found all over the society. Contrarily, for any lifelong relationship of mutual assistance, it is necessary to promote the idea that there is more than everything for all. From this point of view, man has a sincere desire for the others. In view of this principle, the relationship should be of mutual interest with all parties. The traditional thinking of winning and losing in society is a root of all the administrative problems. Although a lot of everyone means that there is a lot of things for everyone, even for business revivals as well. Understanding and explaining. It is important for an individual to first understand others with the wholeheartedly and then explain his point of view to them. One of the reasons for the failure of relationship is that people do not understand with each other and they do not have the ability to see the world through the eyes of others and think with their heart and mind. They just prefer their own ideas. They only prefer their own views. They only prefer defend their stances and criticize and finally reject their opponent's opinion. We listen to others not to understand them but to respond to them. Creative collaboration. In a culture of trust and unhesitating communication, when people work with interdependency, are able to show creative performance that leads to better and more innovation than ever before. Trustful mutual relations give rise to unity of action, and unity of action brings full quality and high efficiency, which consists of continuous improvement and innovation. Most of the obstacles and problems can easily be solved through interdependency and unity rather than individual actions. Achieving continuous improvement. Humans and institutions have four major needs, including economic, mental, emotional, and spiritual needs. Performance can only be improved by meeting these four requirements and can continuously improve by doing so. In principle, leadership focuses on three aspects of how individual and organization can meet their needs by improving their capabilities and competencies. Continuing learning, developing new skills, and improving old skills are essential for the development of institutions. Now we discuss the 14 principles that affects one's life. Number 1, strengthen organization to improve the quality of services and products so that they can maintain jobs while staying in the market and continuing to do business. Number 2, write down a declaration of organization's mission and objectives and describe it to all the employees and management that they should declare its continued dedication and commitment to that declaration. Number 3, adopt innovative thinking, which ends up in every worker from the highest level to the lowest. Understand the situation as the administration and prepare for appropriate change. Number 4, plan to reduce overall production cost by abandoning cost-based issues. Establish long-term relationships of constancy and trust with raw material suppliers. Number 5, improve production and service structures on a regular basis to maintain productivity and quality. Number 6, manage employee trainings so that they can come to maturity in their skills, and so they can assist the management in understanding the rules and regulations and procedures of the organization. 7. Promote leadership and teach workers and employees to follow. Administrative support for workers and machines should be equal, and all work must be done together to achieve better results. Number 8. Eliminate insecurity and anxiety in workers so that they can improve their performance, increase their confidence, and create a favorable environment for new ideas. Number 9. Remove barriers among different departments of the organization and refrain from misconduct with regards to the organization's goal and workers' effort. Number 10. Avoid exaggerations, hefty claims, and advices. Don't set industrious goals in front of workers. Number 11. Set performance improvement rather than setting statical goals for production. Number 12. Remove annual rankings, merits, and barriers that deprived workers and management to pride their artistic and creative skills. Number 3. Implement improvements and worker education and development program for each institutions and organization. Number 14. Develop a framework and do everything possible to make the changing process workable for every member of the organization. Institutional and organizational charter. A charter is the basic and important legal document of any institution and organization. It formally establishes them as a corporate entity, and it grants authority or rights, stating that the grantor formally recognizes the prerogative of the recipient to exercise the rights specified. It has all the list of responsibilities and unity of work used in institution or organization. This statement includes what the institution or organization does, their industry, and what type of products and services they provide. Following key points must be taken to create an effective charter. Let's elaborate them. Collective vision and the manifestation of consciousness. The mission or charter of any organization or institution is a manifestation of the collective insight and awareness of its leaders. A brief but concise expression of the key values. It is also brief but comprehensive expression of the key roles of this organization. This is a need to make it comprehensive and exclusive that it should cover all aspects of the responsibilities of each individual in the organization or institution. Economic aspects. The economic aspect is very important in the manifesto. In fact, most of the institutions are set up for economic purposes. Business or employment is the mean by which people meet their needs. Jobs are about creating wealth and making things so that wealth and things can be used in one's life. Improved quality of life. People cannot get free of quality of life unless they are financially independent. Most people strive to improve their quality of life throughout their lives but fail. So it is the primary responsibility of the organization's executives and leaders to focus on the quality of life of their workers and colleagues. Improving the quality of life requires that people associated with your organization be considered members of your family as well. Appropriate skills and needs. The charter must detail the governance, structure, objectives, operations, as well as appropriate skills and needs of the company. Its leaders and executives' moral duty that they recognizes the skills and abilities of the people and then accommodate them in their appropriate places as per the charter's guidelines. Key elements of an effective personality. A person's effective personality plays a key role in the systematic use of time and tremendous success in life. Following eight are the important elements of an effective personality. Now we discuss them. Ideology of life. Try to understand the basic philosophy of any person's ideology. If this ideology is solid, it should not just be genetic. This ideology of life has created a true consciousness in your purpose in life, and its symptoms are becoming prominent in your personality. Man must be careful and principled. Realize all the weaknesses of the character that tarnish your character. Golden principle. Life without principle is like a body without a soul. The ideology of truth, honesty, and sincerity are the basic tenets of religion. These principles must be understood and realized, but their application is even more important. No one will trust you if you teach others, but these principles do not follow by yourself. Sincere attentions. Knowledge and devotion are essential for success. But lasting success is not possible without sincerity. Deeds depends on intentions, seriousness, and sincerity of actions are inseparable. And in the Holy Quran, the Allah Almighty says, "Innamal amalu bil niyat." It means deeds depends on intentions. Sense of responsibility. According to divine's command, each of us is the guardian and responsible of his subjects, his offices, his houses, his family, and his country. But whether we are consciously aware of our responsibility or whether we are fulfilling our responsibilities with diligence is a very important question. Bravery and courage. Courage and perseverance to face hardships and difficulties is called bravery and courage. A person who keeps a close eye on the results and does not hesitate to face them, but with perseverance and persistence when they occur, is a brave man and hero. It is not necessary for him to jump into every danger, but it is the one who, after considering the consequences and implication, decide whether to face them or it is better to avoid them. In severe hardships and sufferings, one should keep one's senses and face the situation with contentment. Moderation. Moderation and temperance are common elements in an effective personality. These elements are very common for peace of mind as well as for relationships and affairs, and certainly not less important for expenses. The purpose of moderation is useful in every sphere of life and is in every situation. Consistent and firmness. Persistence and perseverance in all aspects of life, especially adherence to principles, play an important role in making a person's personality effective. Do your work regularly and consistently and get in the habit of following the rules. Wisdom. Wisdom is said to work according to perception, knowledge, and understanding. Wisdom is the name of the virtue by which man can distinguish between right and wrong in his affairs. Wisdom develops qualities such as understanding, anthropology, tactics, and foresights. Wise people mention 13 virtues for the fulfillment of effective moral values. Number 1, moderation. He should be moderate in his dealings. Number 2, silence. Always speak purposely. Number 3, discipline. He should be a disciplined person, especially in all his matters. Determination. Be determined to do what you want to do. Spending money. Spend your money wisely. Hard work. Don't waste your time and always work hard with smartly. Number 7. Honesty. Avoid dishonesty, fraud, and lying. Self-control. Avoid coerce in your case. in every case of your life. Justice. Always believe on justice and think that every action has an equal reaction. Number 10. Cleanliness. The human body, clothing, and living space must be clean and free of odors. Satisfaction. Don't be over concerned about minor incidents and common accidents. Number 12. Humility. Instead of pride and arrogance in nature, there should be a need of humility and sincerity. Number 13. Righteousness. Maturity of character and abstinence from evil as much as possible is a sign of high morals. It is necessary to avoid greed and selfishness. Here we will take a little break. After the break, we will discuss how to avoid laziness and how we enhance our continuous struggle.